We know the pandemic brought on lots of challenges for our kids. Virtual learning, homecomings canceled, and lost sports seasons.
Yeah, but Amy, according to counselors, not all hope is lost. If you're a parent to school-age children like Amy and I, there is a silver lining. I spoke to a local counselor who tells me while there's no doubt for many families these past 18 months have been tough, that struggle for our kids is really the fertile ground for developing resiliency. And certainly, as the director of family counseling at Daystar Counseling Ministries, David Thomas, tells me, our understanding of resiliency is certainly different today than it was even 18 months ago.
You know, there are a lot of definitions of resilience out there. One of my favorites is the capacity to feel confident and to cope. And if we think about that definition, our kids have been given a lot of opportunity to cope and to develop competency in hard circumstances. And for all the difficult things we have experienced and continue to experience, you know, I think we have to look for a silver lining in this. The one upside is that our kids have been given greater opportunity than any other time in history to cope and to develop a feeling of competency.
And according to the Harvard University Center on the Developing Child, resilience isn't something we're born with. It's just earned over time as we experience and conquer those different challenges.
It's an equation of support and challenge. We even talk about, you know, the equation of empathy and questions, which I think is a version of support and challenge, that we always want to try to be moving toward both, not one or the other, but both. It's like, how could we say to our kids, you know, that is hard. I never had to miss a homecoming dance. I never had my homecoming game canceled. I never had to perform a play in front of a camera and not a live audience. Really sitting with kids with empathy, offering support and understanding, but also challenge, you know, within that. Like, you have done some of the hardest things you've ever done at any point in your life. Like, where do you see evidence of that? Where do you feel stronger?
And experts from Harvard University Center on the Developing Child say to think of resilience as a seesaw we all played on as kids, and the center point there is the fulcrum. They point to 3 ways we as parents can help kids balance the resilience scale of sorts. 1, just unload the negative side by finding support where it's needed and reducing those sources of stress. 2, load up the positive side by adding up those positive experiences. They say a lot of that is through those responsive relationships, and a lot of that is just being a supportive parent. 3rd, strengthen those core skills, things like planning, focus, self-control, and flexibility. Life's certainly going to throw us some curveballs from time to time, Amy, as we know, and experts just insist it's how we respond to them that's really key to success and progress for our kids. So we as parents obviously play a big role in that.
We do. And be the role model you expect from your kids. That's great information, Ben. Thank you for that. And